sparked my curiosity. The portal was online and it was an IT gated. Like anyone with any IP address can access it. So I accessed the portal. I started playing with the network requests and stuff. But I didn't have any password or credentials to log in as I'm not a teacher. That's normal. So I just like extracted the code which is available on the front end of the website. I downloaded the code. I started reading what's in the code. And then I just used a search function, and then I just started reading the logic around passwords, OTP, how they've been processed. And then I came across the most like disastrous part, which was the master password being hard coded. I used that password and I could log in as any examiner with their user ID. So I tried to log in as an examiner. I recorded it, and I was successfully able to log in. And there was an option to change grades also, and I could grade papers myself. Like I could put marks, as many marks I want, as much marks I want. So I recorded all of it, sent it to CERTIN, like Computer Emergency Response Team of Indian government. They asked for more details. I gave them all of the details I had. I also found other vulnerabilities after I got into their system. And I documented all of them. It was like 5 or 6 vulnerabilities. And I informed CERTIN.
How long did it take for you to identify these glitches?
Not much long, 2 or 3 hours max. The first vulnerability took like 30 minutes max, I think.
Okay, so it took you 30 minutes or maybe a little longer to hack into the CBSE's answer sheet system. Now, help me understand what all were the vulnerabilities that you found there. And this was done in Feb, if I'm not wrong, from what you told me, in February. 25th. Yes. Okay, 25th of Feb is when you tried this exercise. You could hack into the system, you got the master password, and then you could log in as any teacher and make changes. What all changes could you make?
I could change teacher's name, their phone number, I could see their emails. I also could like put bank details. There was an option for bank. I think CBSE paid teachers separately to grade the papers. I think that's why it was there. I could put marks on the sheets assigned to that teacher. That was the most scary part of all like in the system.
Am I understanding you correctly that you could change the marks of students?
Yes, I could. I could put grades in like there was an option to start checking the papers. I mean, I was impersonating an actual examiner, and I could do anything an evaluator can do.
All right. I'm asking you that again because I think you should make that clear. You're saying in February of this year, before the examinations actually took place, you hacked into the CBSE system and you could change the marks of whoever you wanted.
Examinations were going on.
That was going on. In the middle of it, you could change the marks.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. Some 17 lakh students give this paper. When the re-evaluation opened this time, in the first 3 hours, 3 lakh re-evaluation requests had already gone. Now, we only know about the cases of these two, Vedant and Sanjana, that we just pointed out in the program. If the re-evaluation did take place under the same system, could it still be hacked? Is it still vulnerable as we speak?
It was vulnerable last night. Like I reported 5 or 6 vulnerabilities. They only fixed one. And I sent another report last night about another vulnerability I found last night, which was really severe. And they took all the portals down. Like there were 5 or 6 mirrors of the portal, and those are down to right now as we speak.
Okay, so you pointed out 5 or 6 discrepancies, one was fixed, and what was the reply? When you did flag it off, who did you send out all your findings to?
I sent it to CERTIN. I also notified CBSE separately. I asked them how can I report security vulnerabilities in the system. Back then in February they didn't reply. CERTIN just said thank you, and they said they will flag it to CBSE, the vendor, whatever. I also notified the vendor which manages the platform. They also didn't reply.
No reply from them?
No reply from CBSE or the vendor. Only CERTIN replied, and that's a simple thank you.
So that's like an automated reply then?
Not an automated reply, it's a human reply, I'm pretty sure, but it's just a boilerplate acknowledgement they sent.
I see. Are you surprised now when all these paper marking mix-ups is happening? Or would you say you just saw it coming back then in Feb?
not really surprised considering how negligent they are.
Yeah. And Nisabra, if I can say, you're a class 12 student yourself.
Yes.
If you could hack it in 30 minutes, would you say there are several other kids like you who could have done it?
Yes, might be if someone just spent a little bit of time examining the site, how it's working and all, they could have. It wasn't really hard to hack. It was one of the easiest hacks of my life.
It was one of the easiest hacks of your life.
Yes.
Hack into the CBSE.
Yes, I also wrote
OSM system.
about it in my blog, and it was really easy. You don't even need to know programming. You just need Ctrl+F, just look at the logic, how the password is being processed, and just put the password in. That was it. That was the first vulnerability. Others are more technical, but that was the master vulnerability anyone could have used to alter the creeds.
You are a class 12 student. Talk to me now, not as an ethical hacker, but a student. How do you feel when the exam you prepared so hard for is A, so poorly planned, and B, even when warnings are sent by ethical hackers, by people who mean well, by students who mean well like you, the system still looks the other way?
I'm just speechless. I actually saw it coming because I have other friends who reported other vulnerabilities to Indian government long back, and they also didn't get in reply, and they were also ignored, and they also faced bureaucracy or this negligence. So I'm just not really surprised. I'm just disappointed. What can I even say?
Do you want to say something to the CBSE heads, to the education minister today?
I just hope that they take students more seriously, their privacy, their security more seriously, because this is just pretty sad to see. This is a national level examinations. All the class 12 students are attending it, and anyone can break in and edit the marks. It's just disappointing to say the least.
All right, Nisarga, thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank you for doing this. I'm sorry that the system failed you. We all know, we've all given class 10th, 12th examination. We know how hard it is. We know what a harrowing time it is in a student's life. So thank you for doing the right thing, for warning the system. It is a system that has failed you today, and that's a story that we'll have to pick up from here. All right, that is Nisarga.